into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes.
So Chris just took some twine and tied it up from one end of the garden down to right down here to the other side of the garden. This to kind of help keep his row more of a straight line. We were going to plant our potatoes right here on the edge, but now we decided to go ahead and plant some onions, which onions is new to us. Actually, potatoes were new to us last year. And then onions, this is going to be our first year planting onions. So we'll see how they do.
All right, so I trenched a line a couple inches deep, and then I just filled it back in so the ground will be nice and soft here for us to put our onions in. From what we've seen, you want to put them in with just the tip sticking out. So
we've only watched like one video or a couple videos.
A little bit, so could be right, could be wrong, who knows?
Yeah.
But the ground was nice from when I tilled it, but it has since rained, and I'm not bringing the tiller back in here again. So we'll just do it this method and see how it turns out. I think we're just going to kind of alternate different, I believe it said about 4 inches apart. I think we're just going to kind of alternate the different ones. I've seen another one that said plant them 2 inches deep, so I don't know. We're just going to do this one and see how they turn out. It's always experiment with us.
I hear the sound of empty streets. Yesterday has gone to sleep. So all that's left is you and me. I can promise you're the only thing I see. Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you.
So again, we had to go ahead and cover our trees, our fruit trees and our blackberries and our elderberry, because they said we had a freeze warning last night, and although we didn't see any frost this morning on the ground, it did get to 32 is what we saw. And tonight we're gonna watch the weather and see whether or not we gotta keep them covered. But we were supposed to have another frost tonight, but I'm not sure if that's still on. So hopefully this is the last time we have to cover our fruit trees. So we shall see. And then over there is the, of course, the blackberries and the elderberry that's covered. Hopefully that's the last time. Fingers crossed.
Over about a foot.
Does that look straight to you? And then we start on row number 2.
quiet voices in the night. Time is running out of sight.
So in the grand scheme of things, 2 rows isn't really very many onions to get you through the winter, but I think this year we're kind of doing it as an experiment to see how hard it is to grow onions, since we've never tried them before. I've always been the one that just says you can buy a bag of onions at the store pretty cheap, but we're trying to do stuff so you don't necessarily have to go to the store. So we'll decide if we're going to do another row or if we're just going to try these 2 rows of the 3 different kinds. I don't have enough to alternate the 3 different kinds. It would mostly be white onions if we did another row, but we'll see. All right, so it always seems like it's an experiment with us. So all the potatoes that we grew last year, I saved and I cut them in half, and well, they look pretty shriveled up, but they were growing out. But I mean, some are pretty tiny. But we're gonna plant these, and then I bought some and cut them in half, and they look like this. I put them in the basement with a fan on low, kind of to help dry them out. So we'll also plant these, and then went and bought some more. I bought some of the Yukon Gold. Now I did not cut these in half, so we're going to plant these whole. And then I bought some of the Pontiac Reds. Look at that thing. And we'll be planting them whole as well. So kind of 4 different things going on here, and we'll just see what works and what don't. I wasn't very impressed with the potatoes last year, but we were really late getting them in. This year we're still kind of late because it's later in April right now. We should have had them in around St. Patrick's Day, but we'll just see how it works. Last year I think we had them spread out too far. I'm putting them a little bit closer this year. When we dug them up, we had a ton of room in between each one. I think I broke the thing off of that one. And then we'll come and cover them all up with straw once they start getting a little bit taller. All right, so we ended up with 2 rows of onions and a little over 2.5 rows of potatoes. So we'll see how it goes. I don't have a lot of faith in some of the little dried up ones that were cut in half from last year, but we'll just see what it does. I think these over here that were the whole potatoes, I think they're really going to do good. But we'll see how it goes. We're just trying to figure out what else to put in the ground today. So we had about 1/3 of this row left, so we went ahead and put some cabbage in. Probably might be a little late for this, although it's supposed to be cold again tonight, so I mean we're not too bad. I don't know if we've tried cabbage before, and I think we tried it at the other house in the garden.
The bugs got it.
And it was really doing good, and the bugs ended up getting it. So this will be our first time trying it in this garden, which we're still trying to get the soil just right, but we'll try them out and see how it goes.